Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Saturday, December 7th, 2024. It is the 17th of Sagittarius, and it is the day of gifts. The reason why I chose gifts for Saturday is because it's a magical day, and all magical outpourings are gifts of one form or another. And also this season, I mean, people criticize it because of how present focused it is, but they forget about, the gifts of the season. They're not just what people unwrap under the tree. They're also the gifts of fellowship and company. They're the gifts of family and friendship. They're the gifts of connecting with the gods and hopefully connecting with the ancestors as well. It's the gift of being part and participating in a larger, broader tradition, all of which are, not exactly things that cost you any money to do. So many gifts, and so that's why Saturday is now associated with them. At least, at least in my book. In our astrology, the sun is in Sagittarius, mutable fire, which represents adventure. The moon is first quarter Pisces, mutable water, representing intuition. Mercury is retrograding in Sagittarius, mutable fire, which represents travel disruption. Venus is now in Aquarius, fixed air, which is intellectual. Mars is retrograding in Leo, fixed fire, representing tempered action. Jupiter is retrograding in Gemini, mutable air, which is to broaden perspective. Saturn is in Pisces, mutable water, representing nostalgia. Uranus is retrograding in Taurus, fixed earth, representing rebellion. Neptune begins the day retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, with representing spiritual awakenings. And then at 5:43 a.m. Central Time, which by the time you're watching this will already have taken place, Neptune goes direct. We're no longer being spiritually awakened. We are now getting much more of an intuitive influence from Neptune because it is still in Pisces, that is still mutable water, but we're no longer going through this soul searching period of time. We're now intuitively moving forward. And then Pluto is an Aquarius fixed air representing reformation. For our retrogrades, for Mercury, rethink your communication patterns. For Mars, reconsider what you really want. Jupiter, reconnect with your true path. And for Uranus, reconsider how you rebel. And Chiron, restore the heroic spirit. Our first quarter moon, that's where we're at right now. So it's time to create action, get into motion. Our Pisces theme for the moon is empathy and otherworldliness. So we're getting to a much more floaty, dreamy. We're kind of skating the edges of the veil. We're getting much more emotional kind of zone. So, in that spirit, get out the family photos, your childhood ornaments, the heirloom china from great grandmama, and satisfy Saturn's yearning for all of the good things of the past. The dreamy Pisces moon will be more than happy to float along with this flow. So that way you can work with both the energies of the Saturn retrograde as well as the Piscean moon. So, just enjoy, revel in it. Then on our tarot, we have the Seven of Gifts. Sevens represent victory, research, magic, and spirituality. The suit of gifts is pentacles or coins and the element of earth. Keywords for the card are harvest, reward, profit, but unfulfilling. So this does indicate that we're working, we're moving along, we're starting to get some of the benefits of it, but we're not quite there. We haven't quite reached the pinnacle of our efforts, which is making sense given the time of year that we're in and the season that we're in the midst of. We haven't gotten to the good parts yet. We're setting the stage for a lot of things, and it is satisfying to get to a certain point where the house is the way that we want it to be. We've decided on our plans for the upcoming days of Yule. We know what we're cooking, we know what we're giving people, we're getting all of this taken care of. We are making progress, we are getting the rewards for our hard work, but again, it's also we're not quite at that point of fulfillment, and that's okay. Just don't expect that point of fulfillment just yet. And that's something to bear in mind as we go through this particular day, and we feel the impact of this energy in one form or another. Just try to enjoy the process of things as they unfold, and that'll probably help. That'll if you get a bit antsy about anything, that'll probably help calm that antsy feeling down. Then today's Celtic triad: three things which obstruct wisdom: pride, covetousness, and timorousness. Pride induces blindness and endless layers of self deception. It is very difficult to overcome because it requires deconstructing a huge, not necessarily your worldview, but the prism through which you view your worldview, and letting go of all of the lies you've told yourself. Not fun. worthwhile, but not fun. And then with covetousness, that's just a longer word for envy. And envy is the seed for many forms of corruption and every kind of theft. And when it comes to corruption, I truly believe that corruption is an inescapable element of every manifestation of evil known to man. So we do want to watch for that because that can take us down a road that is going to be extraordinary, self-destructive, probably very hurtful to the people who love us, and of course, it gets in the way of us fulfilling our actual purpose in life. So definitely something to watch out for if we find ourselves getting drawn into that. And then timorousness. That's not a really common word. So to be timorous is to be nervous, to be fearful without cause, lacking in confidence, and all of these things that impede us being able to take right action. So it's one thing to be nervous, but it's another to feed energy into our nervousness. It's it's just something to be mindful of because, again, I think over the past couple of years, people have really gotten rewarded for bad behavior or non helpful behavior. And this kind of timorousness, this kind of, I'm going to make myself more nervous than I actually was to begin with, that really does fall under this category. And it just, and again, it gets in the way. It gets in the way of you doing what you need to do. It gets in the way of you being able to have any kind of peace of mind. It gets in the way of you being a tolerable person to be around. It's just not a good thing all the way around. So these are things for us to watch out for. Then today's magical correspondences, they are on the theme of acceptance. The color is black. Black is one of those colors where it's very dramatic. It can be very stark, as in the picture, but there's also something about it that plays well with others. It's going to find a harmony with any other color that you put it around it. So that's tying it very much into acceptance. And also, it makes me think about a deep reflection or nighttime meditations when we are surrounded by the darkness and we're not distracted by anything else and we're just kind of accepting where our intuition is taking us. That also puts me in mind of that. Then the plant is the cypress, the animal is the wolf. Wolves, as we know, of course, are pack animals, and of course, that involves a process of acceptance. It also indicates a earned acceptance if we're trying to work our way into a pack, figuratively speaking. And then the crystal is jet. One thing I want to bring up on the note of acceptance is that if you happen to be grieving at this time for whatever reason and you're struggling to move into a state of acceptance over your loss, which is a precursor of healing, I would encourage you to make use of these correspondences and give yourself permission to put yourself on the road of healing. Um, and again, don't try not to feed energy into grief, try not to feed energy into pain. It's not about you denying your emotions, but it is about understanding that they are moments of time and they're not going to be just your permanent state of being, all of which is very helpful to the healing process. Now, for today's hearth-keeping hint, it's all about the spiritual center of your home. I think it is important to choose a hub to focus spiritual energy in your household, whether it is a place indoors or if you are maintaining an outdoor season. Wherever that place is, keep it clean, tiny, keep it in tune with the seasons, and touch base there once a day, make an offering or burn incense or give praise, something. Just make sure that your spirituality is something that you are actually living out. And again, that's another reason why I think the custom of having home altars is here to stay. I know there's some people out there who are too pure to be pink who don't like the idea. I don't find the advice such people give to be particularly helpful or practical. We are living in the here and the now. And I think it's good for, again, it could be indoors, it could be outdoors. You could maintain two sites if you want to, but have a place where you do have a spiritual focus, just for the sake of organization and your own well being. Then for today's practice, little tidbit is poinsettia is a common sight this time of year, and it is also useful for chakra balancing and energy enhancement, which is something new that I learned. I was not previously aware of it, and so I now share it with you. And this is a good day for some altar work in general. And our archetype for today is the winter witch. And I hope you enjoy this picture from the Celtic witch that I found on Pinterest. I thought these were the most delightful set of witches. I love their tree. I love their cauldron on the fire. I love the wintry scene. I love everything about it. This is my jam. This is my happy zone. But as far as this archetype goes, how is the magical feminine expressed at this time of year? We don't generally think about that a whole lot. I don't see a whole lot of discussions about that in pagan or witchcraft circles. So I thought this could be something fun for us to explore. And then if you meditate today, you might focus upon spiritual connections, the ones you've already made. And then you might choose to carry or wear Apache Tears crystals today. Then for our creative quarter, the altar can incorporate a variety of symbols, anything that your local flora has to offer, as well as things like fallen feathers. If you have rocks that are nearby that you looked at it and it was a very nice rock and you just felt that it wanted to come home with you. That's something you could place on your altar and get arranged and be part of your seasonal display. And of course, don't forget to add your own crafts. You do not have to be Da Vinci. You do not have to be this expert in crafting. Just be very sincere in your offering. Put these things on there. Add to the beauty. Give them to deity if that's your intention, and just don't allow the altar to actually be infused with your energy. Don't be intimidated. If you're new to something, just keep practicing at it. It will get better with time. And with some of the things that we offer, especially if we burn them in the course of the offering, well, no one really sees that but us, did they? So if it's not perfect, well, that's okay, isn't it? No one will ever know. So let that bolster your courage. Then for today's journal prompt, what deities and or spirits and ancestors do you feel really connected to right now? Because whatever presences are coming through really loudly, I would suggest that's where you really want to focus a lot of your energies. Even if it's someone that's very surprising that you don't normally associate with this time of year, just see what influence that it really has to offer you. You might be surprised, so definitely be open. So, have a magical day, everyone. I wish you bright blessings and all of the joys of the season. Let me know what you thought of this in the comments below. Have a wonderful start to your weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.